I went wedding dress shopping this past weekend, and here are dresses that I tried on and said no to, part one. With this being the first appointment of a super long day, I definitely wanted to try a couple of simple silhouettes and then move forward from there. Loved the cowl neck on this, as well as the fabric draping across the waist, as well as the open back. Like, y'all already know me, I am gonna have an open back dress, period. But with this being the first one, we are gonna move on. Similar but different, wanted to play around with pearls because although I like the lace, I feel like I definitely love the pearls more. Still has that corset bodice, and then again, with the fabric draping, I feel like if I were to go for a more traditional crepe dress, then ideally the fabric would have folds to it and whatnot just to add more dimension instead of looking a little bit flat. I'm also indifferent about straps, but moving on to another strapless dress. This one is actually a two-piece, so I could have two looks if I wanted to. This is also the first full lace dress that I tried on. Liked the contrast between the sheer fabric of the train as opposed to the solid fabric. This is what the corset was looking like, a very detailed corset, which I loved, but it came a little bit too low because I have a really short torso. You already know that. This is the dress without the corset and I hated it, so we're moving on. Next up, the first princess dress, Miss Galia Le Havre. You guys, I loved this dress so much. The back is backing. Also, it was in my size, so I feel like that allowed for me to see the vision so much more, but oh, I loved this fabric so much. It was giving Garden Fairy. I just felt so feminine and just so beautiful in this. I loved the layering of the fabric on the corset. Like, I just love me some dimension, but this was sadly out of my budget and I'm not the biggest fan of like how much fabric there was, so we're moving on. What do you mean? Like, I had to try on a ball gown next and I realized it was kind of swallowing me up. However, the waist was snatched. Love how it comes down in the center, but the cat eye neckline, not the craziest fan of it. I tried it on in an A-line as well, didn't like it either. So those confirmed that I really do like fit and flare mermaid styles, and this was the craziest gown of the day with like the hanging pearls and everything. The super exposed corset bodice with like the underwiring for the bra as well. So not the biggest fan of it. However, I do love a little bit of bling. So stay tuned for part two because that's where it gets a little bit crazy.